Okay, so the last couple of bits that we need for the new powder coating cabinet is the flame bar. So this cabinet is going to be gas heated. So what we're going to do is build our own flame bar. So this length of galvanized pipe, width of the cabinet is 600 mil. So we're going to take 100 mil out of each end, drill a bunch of holes in this, drill some smaller holes. Can always drill the holes out bigger, can always add more holes later on, which is not an issue, but we're going to get a fitting to have this gas line straight into the back of here for a 9 kilo gas cylinder, and this is our igniter. So this igniter will actually get mounted. We're going to make 2 mounts for this to sit inside the cabinet. This will sit on, and then this will actually sit there as an igniter. That'll get hooked up to a battery with a little step-up transformer to create the spark, so we don't have to shove our hand there, try to light it or anything. So we're going to measure this up, start drilling some holes, and then we can actually get this thing tested. Okay, so what we need to do is now make the spark igniter for the gas line. So mounted this on here, the little hose clamp. Now our step-up transformer here, we're going to build it into this box. An on switch and just a start button. It'll run off a 9-volt battery because it's all it needs. Only needs a small spark and it'll do it. So I'm going to put that together now and then give it a test. So it's together, it works. We can see it's nice and compact. Got a bit of a lead on there so we can move it around, on, off, and the ignition source. So we'll just finish getting that fitting for the gas line. We're going to shove it in. We're just going to glue it all in once we get it in there and put the floor in. Do all the joins on the inside with the fireproof silicone, and we can give it a shot. So we've scratched up the bits and pieces we need for the flame bar for the powder coating box. Now we've got to do a bit of a higgledy-piggledy sort of move here to get this weird fitting for this this line over here. So we're going to screw that together now, put it all together and test it. Okay, so we've got to put together, Ryan's on the button, we're going to turn the gas on, and we shall do a quick test of the igniter again. So push the button, okay, gas is on, count it, hit it, go again, Holy shit.
Jesus, you want to turn that down?
Damn. Hit it again. We need to Okay, so that actually worked pretty good. We've moved the igniter over the hole a little bit better, so definitely get a better shot for the start. So now's to shove it in the cabinet, fire it up and see what happens. Today, back into the last piece of the powder coating cabinet. So what we're going to do is put the flame bar in, which we have there. So drill a hole inside, poke it through. We're going to use these dishwasher door seals for our seal in our door here. I mean, dishwasher gets pretty hot. Doesn't quite get up to 200 degrees, but we'll give it a go. I mean, see what happens. We need to do something. So we're going to start slapping this all together, get that bar in, and we're going to test fire it. As long as it all works, then we'll glue everything up, put the floor in, and see if we can run this thing up to temperature and see if it doesn't catch on fire. Okay, so the lighting is absolutely terrible in here at the moment, but we have the flame bar in, we've just screwed the floor down, we've still got to glue all this, but we'll do that after the first test. So what we're going to do now is put this seal on. So this seal is a flat seal, normally it goes into a channel like that, but we're going to put it down this way with the wider side of the inside. I didn't know whether to go to the door or to the frame, but looking at the way everything is, I think we might just run it around this outside edge of this frame. I mean, it's not quite perfect. It's pretty good, really. Yeah. So in there we can see it shuts like. So yeah, I think we might run it right along this edge anyway. This is back a little far, but we'll see how that goes. If we have to, we might have to knock it out and move it. This is this bit back here a bit far. If we have to, we can knock it out and move it. But anyway, we'll get this edge on and can get this thing test fired. See, it looks good. I think it's going to work. So first of all, we need to remove that. First of all, we have a little friend in here that we need to remove, which is right there. So, bam! Keep going, keep going. Come on, bro. Go, go, go. Out. No, other way, Somebody get in the fucking thing. Just don't fall on me. Zelda, get out. Come on. Zelda, get it out. I cannot get it out. Zelda, move. Zelda, move. Get it good. There we go. Alright, let's hook this thing up and test it. Okay, doing the test. So, gas on. Just a little bit. Whoa. There we go, stage one done. So we have a high temp flame proof silicon here that we're going to run all the seams with before we do the final heat test. We've got the temperature sensor we just screwed a hole in the wall and ran that through there. And we're going to put a shelf out here, I think, put everything on. But we will have 3 sets of temp sensors. So we'll have one at the top, one in the middle, one at the bottom, so we can get that average, because it basically cooks at 200 degrees for about 15 minutes. And that should be enough. So as long as we get an average temperature pretty quickly across the 3, which I think we will, we should be right. So we're going to do this. We'll go get a fire extinguisher just in case. Then we're going to plug this thing in and heat up for a bit and just see how quick the temperature rises. Whether I hit the 200 straight away, we'll see. We'll just see how we go. Okay, so we've got all the silicon done, all the edges are filled in, so if we have any issues with that, we'll go with it as we go. The only couple of things you might need to do later on is put a vent in the top. It's running LPG, so it's going to be right for any of that. I mean, it's not fully sealed, it's not airtight anyway, so that's not a big issue, but as long as this heats up to what we need it to, so we'll give it a test run now. Fire extinguisher's on standby, we'll give it a go.
Are you trying to set the fucker on fire?
That's why I have a fire extinguisher. Okay, so we'll test this thing, we'll gas it up, we'll see what happens. So, still got that. Little bit of gas. Holy crap, we need to work on that bit. Right, yeah, shut the door. "32, 35, 6 and climbing." So we'll see how this goes. There's a bit of an integrity test on this material. I mean, it's not going to last forever doing this, but it'll certainly get us out of trouble for the stuff we need to do to begin with. But this is the test. See if we can get it around 200 anyway. So we're 70 degrees now. It's only been on for a minute, so that's good. It's climbing pretty hard. One of the things that I can't tell is how much gas is going into it, so whether I put a flow meter in there or some kind of viewing window, but we'll look at that. But so far, you can still feel a bit of heat in there now. And the roof, definitely in there. And worst comes to worst, we're in a condition where we can water cool the whole thing anyway, but the balls will probably fracture, so. And you don't want the moisture in there anyway when you're doing this, so we'll see where we go. Okay, so having a few goes at this thing. We've drilled some holes in the floor to let some more oxygen in and let some pressure out as this thing boosts up. It got to about 170 degrees and then there was a big whoosh and then it all dropped out. So my guess is overpressurized, which was something I didn't even think of, which was lucky. But at the moment we're coasting around this. So I'm going up a lot slower than what I was before. I had it cranked up pretty high, so I'm just going to let it ease into it. So if there is an issue, it's not going to be such as major an issue. Okay, so I've been messing around now for the last half hour, 45 minutes or so, just to get this thing at a point. So we have drilled some holes on the top to let the gas out. We've also drilled some holes in the front of the door to let air in, and there's some more holes at the bottom of the floor. We have the fan at the moment blowing in, and we also have the door just cracked a section just to test the theory that there's not enough, definitely not enough oxygen getting in. So what I'm thinking of doing is basically a small extraction fan system on the top to pull that air through and that out. And with the vent holes we have in there, it should work. But at this stage, we're sort of holding around 200. I'm going to shut this to see what happens. We've been holding that for about 5 minutes now. So I'm going to shut that just to see where we're at. I mean, it'll still function with that open. If that's what we've got to do, that's fine. At least it's doing what it needs to do. But about 200 degrees. It's dropping a little bit here. You can see there's a bit of a flame on the wall there where it's separated at the back with the heat. But the temps are dropping a touch, but it's keeping around that. I mean, we're just with a gas bottle, so you're regulating with your hand a little bit. The biggest problem is that it drowns itself out with not enough oxygen for the gas in there. So I'm just going to see how this goes. But after that, I think definitely going to build the extraction system for the top. It's literally just going to be a couple of steel pipes and a small fan. Just pull it through, just help pull that air and all that other stuff through. We'll have to vent that to the outside, of course. And this may even work after all. Okay, so sat at about 200 for 10 minutes, sorry. It's going to do the job. It'll get us out. It's not pretty, it's not exactly what I wanted, but that doesn't matter because it's still going to do the job. So we will do the extraction fan system to try to circumnavigate this thing, which is blowing air in through the vents in the bottom and the front door. Conveniently in this container, there's a bunch of holes in it, so we can rig this to vent straight out. Literally, I'm thinking of like a small desk fan and 240 that up here, and then just rig some vents to basically drag straight out of that and get it straight out of here. So that'll be this thing this week. So what we'll do is we'll go clean all this up now. We'll get the hooks in the top for the hanging section, and then all we need to do is rig up a spot to hang the frame, or figure out the best way to literally powder coat the K-frame right here, and then whether there's two of us or whatever, we can just like shimmy and lift it in, make some kind of rig or frame, whatever. We'll do that. We'll get all this sorted out, let these temps drop out because it's still dropping. See that 102. So it's sitting at 200 quite nicely, gets up to it in less than a minute, which is great. Stabilizes. It's just a matter of getting that airflow control, which was the whole point of this, was to work that out. Yeah, we learn these things as we go. That's the whole idea. So when I build the next one, it's going to be even prettier again.